Hello guys, and welcome to the next episode of my Evolution of Halo concept art analysis series that I've been doing on the channel for about the past month or so. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, and as a lot of you guys probably know, if you're subscribed to my channel, I make new Halo videos every single week, and I also like to do polls on my channel where I let the subscribers choose the next video I make and things like that. I love doing that kind of stuff because I like you guys having the ability to voice the things you want to see on this channel. I think it's a lot of fun engaging with you guys that way, and as you guys know, I did a poll for my next video, and this is the turnout. So I guess I'm gonna do the top one first. I don't know what else to do. But rest assured, if you voted for the other video, it's coming very soon, and actually it's gonna make it a little bit better because I found some more information that I can't wait to put into that video, so be sure to stick around for that one. It's gonna be good. And also, I make new Halo videos every single week, so subscribe so you don't miss those, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next poll. I'll see you guys then. But guys, let's look at some concept art. Let's dive into this. Okay, so finding a starting point for the Jackal concept art was pretty tricky because, as you guys probably know by now, I like to take a piece of concept art for, say, like the elites and to say, this is the farthest away from elite you can possibly be, and through each piece of concept art we get closer and closer to the final build of the elite that we see in Halo Combat Evolved. But with the Jackals, their concept art is so wildly different, I didn't know where to start. Which Jackal is the farthest away from a Jackal? So we're just gonna get this thing started with this guy. And I don't really like this guy. I mean, I think he looks kind of cool, but this doesn't look Halo at all, so I don't want it. But either way, this is probably one of the earliest concept art drafts of the Jackal out there, and it's nuts. It looks nothing like a Jackal, but let's go ahead and dive straight into this thing. First of all, this dude's got the Predator mandibles, dude. Those are straight up Predator, like, it looks like Predator mandibles. I don't know what else to say. It's sweet. But one thing I love about this whole concept art analysis series that I'm doing is that you can kind of see there's some give and take within these drawings, because maybe they originally designed the Jackals to have these mandibles and gave those mandibles to the elites later. And that's cool. Maybe that's what happened. I have no idea, but the thought of that is pretty neat. The next thing you notice is this guy's hat. This guy he just looks like a space goblin. I don't know what to say. Like I don't really, look at those shoes. Those are goblin shoes. That's like not even like a scary cool Lord of the Rings goblin. This is like the Green Goblin, but worse. I don't know, but like he's got a lot of cool armor here. One thing I do want to point out is on his chest piece, he's got these protruding pieces going down his abdomen that you'll see in the next piece of concept art. I don't know what else to say about this. This is not a Jackal. I hate the hat, I hate the shoes, the mandible. Those are pretty cool. Let's move on. So here we are now at the second piece of concept art with this dude, and I didn't know whether to show this guy first or the one I just showed a second ago first, because neither of these look like Jackals to me. I feel like this is a bit closer, mainly because it's not wearing the stupid hat and he's got rid of those stupid shoes. But well, there is some similarities. Like I said, those 6 protruding pieces that you see, they still got that kind of look going on here with the armor going on his abdomen. He's got something on his back, and instead of having a weird pointy hat, they just put holes in his hat and let his pointy goblin ears poke out. Because I feel like they just wanted these guys to be, they look like goblins, space goblins. I don't know why, but that's all I keep saying. But it makes me wonder if maybe like that thing on their back is supposed to be like maybe these guys were supposed to breathe methane before the grunts did, and like that was their methane tank, or maybe both Jackals and grunts were both supposed to breathe methane. I have no idea, but it's fun to wonder. That's the kinds of things I love about these videos. But yeah, it makes me wonder, like, you know, if that was maybe even supposed to be something else, maybe a jetpack or something. I have no idea. I don't really have anything else to say about this. It's a little bit better than the one before. That's why I put it second, but it's still nowhere near a Jackal. Let's move on. So here we are now at the third piece of concept art with this guy, and though I do believe this is a step in the right direction, I gotta say right off the bat, when I first saw this piece of concept art, I thought this was 2 Jackals looking directly at you, and after, you know, examining it a little bit, I realized that's not the case. This is a Jackal on the left that's facing you, and on the right it's the same Jackal, but you're looking at it from behind. And so yeah, I thought that thing on the right, I thought that was a mask or a helmet, but no, that's actually the armor piece that's on his back. Gotta get that out of the way because that's all I could think about whenever I first saw it. But either way, so let's look at this guy. Like I said, I think this is a step in the right direction. The one thing that's really Jackal to me is that they stripped a lot of the armor off of his arms, you know? And you can see, like, that just looks more Jackal. The head, though not perfectly because I mean it's weird to say like what you think a Jackal is, because the signature Jackal look that they carried throughout most of the Halo games, I'm talking like Halo 2, Halo 3, that elongated face, and what you start to see that in Halo Combat Evolved as well. But a lot of the Jackals in Halo Combat Evolved wore these masks that made their heads look more rounded with big eyes, and I feel like that's this pretty close. I mean, like, that's the inspiration here. That's where I feel like that's where that kind of began. Obviously with the ones that are wearing the big masks, you can't, there's not a big open gaping mouth like this, and I mean look at that, look, what a tooth, man. I mean, but I feel like that is definitely a piece of concept art that they liked, that they actually used in Halo Combat Evolved to a certain degree, though not exactly as we see it in the game. I do see pieces of a version of the Jackal in Halo Combat Evolved in this concept art, and I think that's really cool. And that leads us to our final piece of concept art with this guy, and this guy is about as close to a Jackal as you could possibly get. I feel like this is probably the final draft of Jackal concept art before they found the final look that you see in Halo Combat Evolved. This guy's got that signature Jackal hair. He's even got that forearm Jackal hair as well. He's actually, like, just like the previous concept art, he's got the stripped down armor on his arms, and unlike the previous concept art, they took a lot of the armor off his legs, which is a lot more of how the Jackal actually looks in Halo. And if you look close on his wrist, he's got some sort of wrist armor there that I believe is one of the early drafts of the Jackal energy shield that you see in all of the Halo games, so that's pretty cool. But once again, that's a hell of a tooth. They didn't keep that. But yeah, I feel like this is pretty close. You even finally got that signature double, like, jointed leg legs that the Jackals have, so that's, you know, it's pretty close. I mean, I feel like this is about as close as you can get without it being the, you know, the final look. The head's not quite right, but they're starting to get that Jackal shape that we all know and love that's in pretty much all of the Halo games. And that leads us to the point of the video where we show you the in-game Jackal of Halo Combat Evolved, and here he is in all of his glory. And I know a lot of people might not be super interested in the Jackal, but I was actually really excited to do this video because the Jackals are actually one of my favorite members of the Covenant. Not because I think they're like super cool lore-wise or anything, though there are some pretty cool things about them being like the Covenant space pirates. I just think that's really cool. But it's really what the Jackals do in the Halo sandbox, what they force out of the player. Because as a skilled Halo player, you know, Jackals aren't really necessarily a problem, you know, for like people who play these games. You know, it's like if you see a Jackal with an energy shield, you shoot them in the hand, they stagger, you shoot them in the head, they're dead. You know, that's the end of the Jackal. But I always love watching, you know, like people who've never played Halo or are less experienced in Halo, when they see Jackals or have played against them enough, they're like, oh, I hate these guys. And I'm like, you know, why do you hate these guys? And they're like, because you can't shoot them. And I'm like, that's great game design. I love that these are an enemy that is basically, to a certain degree, to a less experienced player, invulnerable to gunfire from the front unless you're using plasma weapons. You know, you have to learn to, you know, shoot them in the hand and then shoot them in the head, or to get frag grenades on them, or even getting close to melee them. But you know, that's just cool. It gives them a unique spot in the Halo sandbox that makes them, you know, not just point and shoot kill, you know. And I love that they add a spice to the combat of Halo that's literally been there ever since Halo Combat Evolved. I love the Jackals. I love what they give the Halo gameplay, and I feel like that's why they've stayed through all of these games throughout all of these years. But guys, what do you guys think? Do you like the Jackals? Let me know down in the comments. And what do you think about these crazy space goblins that we've seen in this concept art? They look nothing like Jackals. I don't like them. They found the way though eventually. But guys, that's all I have for this video. If you found yourself liking this video, be sure to drop a like on it because it helps the video reach more Halo fans, and that's always a great thing, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subbed yet, be sure to sub so you can take part in the next poll that I do on my channel. I do them pretty often, and I also make Halo videos every single week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. But guys, like I said, that's all I have for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. Pretty cool. Maybe that's what happened, maybe it's not. My nose itches so bad.